Hey everybody, this is Tiger Tanaka here, bringing you Game 3 of a French EDH match between myself and an Austrian fellow named LmCoyoTe. And he is playing Braids, Cabal Minion, and I'm playing Atarka World Render. So I won Game 1, and he won a hard-fought Game 2. It's been a pretty fun set so far. So he's going to take a mulligan to 6, or, partial Paris down to 6. And I will keep my opening 7. I'm going to lead off with a forest and an expedition map, pass it back. He will start off with a swamp and a pithing needle, needling my map, so I won't be doing any exploring anytime soon. Go to my turn. Got a lot of lightning in my hand, and Green Sun Zenith. Now, this is awesome because this can find... It can find Xenagos, but most importantly, at 2 mana you can find Safekeeper. And since Atarka has had her throat slit 4 times already in this match, and her neck's a little sore, so maybe we can get her some rest from that fate. So on my turn 2, I'm going to play a Crystal Vein and a Devoted Druid, and I'll pass back. And in his turn 2, he will play a second Swamp, and a Cold Steel Heart, naming black, so he is ramping right along as well. On my turn, drew a Coalition Relic, which always happy to see. Big boost. Pass it back to him. And since I know he's going to have 4 mana this turn, I'm always kind of keeping Braids in the back of my mind. I figure it's right around the corner, but instead, he is going to Pox, which is a card that I haven't seen in quite a while, actually. But each player loses a third of her life, which we both actually forgot to do. So, just a note. But then each player discards a third of their cards in their hand, sacrifices a third of their creatures, and sacrifices a third of their lands. So, I will be losing 3 cards, and he will be losing 2, since he has no creatures. But still a pretty big swing. Pox is really powerful. Kind of nice to see it again. And end of turn, I'm going to put a counter on Coalition Relic. And we'll go to my turn. And I drew this little guy right here. And that was ideal. That was really great. Because I'm suddenly back in the game. I've got a ton of mana now. And it even makes me think I want a Green Sun Zenith for Xenagos instead of Safekeeper. However, I need a second forest to be able to even think about having that much mana 2 turns in a row for Green Sun and then Atarka. And Green Sun for Safekeeper here seems like a pretty safe bet since I really want that Lumberjack to live also. So I'll think about it for a sec. And then I'm going to do it. I will Green Sun for Sylvan Safekeeper. One of my favorite cards in this deck. When it's in play, not always, but a lot of times you don't have to worry about a whole lot. It's real nice. As far as Atarka goes, that is. It just feels much more comfortable. So on his turn, he will play a Homeward Path and a Braids Cabal Minion. So the pain train starts now. And this is kind of tough because I kind of want to keep all my lands, not just for mana, but for Safekeeper protection. The end of his turn, I'll put a counter on Coalition Relic. And tempted to bolt Braids there, but I kind of want to wait. I don't feel like I need to immediately, so we'll see what we have to do. And I redraw Green Sun Zenith, which is very nice. But what we're going to do is we're going to tap Forest, sack it to Lumberjack, remove a counter, and tap our Dwarven Ruins, and we will cast Atarka. There's no haste, but I do have Safekeeper, so it feels pretty good for now. And I'm kind of debating here whether I want to sack the Dwarven Ruins and then keep it green floating, so to Zenith for Arbor, for another land for Safekeeper. But that would leave me with 1 land either way, so I realize that's not a great play. and I just leave it as is. So his upkeep, he sacrificed Pithing Needle after I sacrificed Expedition Map, which Pithing Needle was targeting, had named rather. So on his turn, he's going to play a Mind Stone and a Brain Maggot. You. So he's going to take one or the other. And I would rather him take the Bolt because, again, I want to have as many lands as possible to protect Atarka as many times as possible. Unfortunately, he does not. He takes the Zenith. But, I mean, Bolt turns that right around. So, not really a big deal. And in my upkeep, I'm going to sacrifice Orcish Lumberjack to Braids. Not only because I don't have another forest, but because even if I were able to find some, it's really unlikely that Atarka will ever be cast again this game. So, because of the tiny amount of mana that I have and will have. So Atarka's going to swing. 12 damage. I'll play a Cavernous Souls. I will Bolt Maggots. I accidentally pointed Braids here by mistake, but I wanted to target this little bugger right here because I want that Green Sun, because I want Dryad Arbor. But probably a little overkill since he's got one card in hand and 3 lands would be protection against 3 removal spells, and that would be pretty impossible for him to have at this point. But I figured better safe than sorry. So I'm going to cast that Zenith using my Relic. Tapping Cavern just in case I see a 1-drop that strikes my fancy, but nah, we're just going to go with good old Dryad Arbor. And he draws a Demonic Tutor for his turn, but unfortunately doesn't have any mana beyond these 2. And so I'm kind of happy that I didn't end up bolting Braids, and could have led to a Snuff Out, some other kind of free removal spell. But anyway, there you have it. So good games to LmCoyoTe. Thank you very much, sir. It was a pleasure. And thanks to you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. All right. Peace, folks.